The last major section of the syllabus here describes and explains a little bit the grade breakdown for this course. So as we said, the first thing you're going to be doing to really start to practice and hone the basic skills involved with solving these problems and learning chemistry concepts are the top hat textbook questions. So we described those in a separate video. It's a small but significant chunk of your grade. Between that and answering the challenge questions in the challenge questions Google document, which is your opportunity to make mistakes, have me give you feedback, hone your skills, correct your mistakes, and learn as much as possible before you take the exams. Those two definitely have to be completed before you can even schedule an exam. So they're small but significant parts of your grade. It's a big way to prepare to take the exams, and absolutely necessary to practice a lot before you go ahead and try to answer questions that are on the exam. So when you take the exams, there are going to be 7 of those this semester. It's going to be 50% of your grade. At the end of the I shouldn't say the semester, because many of you may finish after the semester is officially over, but after you take the first 7 exams, you'll then schedule a time in the testing center to take the comprehensive final exam, which is 15% of your grade. So that's a big chunk as well. Lab is 20% of your grade, so it's another large chunk of your grade, and we'll talk about how to earn points in lab here in another video in a minute. But I did want to mention these 2 items here. So they're a very small part of the grade, but they're very quick and easy to complete. And so let's talk about these. The first one, the chemistry practice schedule. It's just basically you reporting to me what days of the week you plan to work on chemistry and during what times. Right, so to complete that, if you go to our Canvas page, it's right here, chemistry practice schedule report. If you click on that, it'll take you into this exam. So your screen will look a little bit different. I can preview it here. Here's what it would look like for you. So there's 7 questions here. Each question is basically asking you to report what times you're going to be practicing and working on chemistry Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? So it's a different question for every day of the week. I just want to know what your schedule is going to be like. So that's an opportunity for you to get things down on paper and say, I'm going to set this time aside on this day, I'm going to set some time aside on this day, etc., to work on chemistry. There's a lot you have to do for this class. It's a 5-credit course. There's a lot involved. So you want to set time out. You want to set a lot of time aside. I recommend at least 10 hours a week, probably significantly more if you plan to complete this course by the end of the semester or shortly after. Right, so make sure you complete that and then hit submit when you have done so. The second small item here is the syllabus quiz, right? So to ensure that you've either watched these videos or read thoroughly through the syllabus, if you click on the syllabus quiz, what that's going to look like for you is a bunch of questions about the syllabus, right? So I want to make sure that you understand the important details related to this class, the philosophy behind it, what you need to do, what's your responsibility, and how you're going to make sure that you understand how to have success in this class. So make sure that you complete both of those in this first week of the semester. So then going back to the syllabus, I just wanted to point out down here, there's a lot more detail about the exams. Right? So as I said, it's a competency-based course. We're going to use your challenge questions and top hat answers to make sure you've at least developed a basic level of competency before you take the exams. But then when you're ready to take an exam, you'll have to schedule that in the testing center by either calling the number here or going to their website to schedule time in the testing center. You'll have to let me know, we'll have to coordinate when you're going to schedule it. So there's an exam waiting for you down there in the testing center for you to take. And once you complete that, the exams will mostly be on Canvas. Some of the questions may be essay questions. You might have to write or draw some structures on a paper and hand that in. You'll hand that in. I'll come and pick that up from the testing center at a later date, and then I'll give you credit for that. And I'll also go in afterward and award partial credit for any of your answers that are worth partial credit. So initially when you take the exam, your score will probably be quite low, but once I grade your essay questions and award partial credit, it will definitely come up. And as long as it's above 70%, you're ready to move on to the next set of content for the next exam, and so on, to work your way through. Definitely you don't want to come to campus if you have any risk of having COVID, so there's a section about that. So just read through that and make sure you're aware of the important details there. You will receive a grade midway through the semester. It's totally meaningless to your transcripts. It's just a way to get you familiar with where you're at in the class, but it's really not necessary because most of this other stuff is just kind of formal. If you go to Canvas, you can click on grades and see what your grades are at any time. And if you have any questions about that or uncertainty about it, you can always message me directly to ask those questions.